Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Damon. I'm known as the BraveHeart Mentor, and I'm here to raise the brave in you. So don't forget to hit subscribe if you've not subscribed yet to my podcast. That way you're the first to get tips and tools, techniques, and of course, free resources. I want to help you reach your goals and achieve your dreams. Are you ready? Come on, let's get brave. Hey everybody, it's your girl Dawn Damon. Welcome to the BraveHearted Woman podcast, a podcast designed to empower you as a midlife woman. If you're listening to this podcast, and you are, then that means you're not willing to settle for average. That means you want a great and amazing life. Not because of me necessarily, although that doesn't hurt, but because you're listening to content that helps you become all that you're supposed to be. Content that inspires you and motivates you. That's what we're all about here, pouring into you to believe for great things, never settle, never accept mediocre when God has an amazing plan for your life. I've watched too many women make it to midlife only to say, I'm done. No, you got to keep on going. The tape is yet ahead of you. Keep on running. Keep running that race. You know, actually, if you're taking air in your lungs, you wake up another day. That means God's got another amazing opportunity ahead for you. I want to talk to you today about your self-talk. Now, so many times when we are people of faith, women of faith, Christians, we think that if something has to do with self, it's completely evil, that we shouldn't have it. Well, listen, God created us to be a spirit person. He put us in a body, so we're having a human experience in this body, but he also gave us a soul that needs to be ministered to, a soul that needs to grow, stretch, and be renewed. Your soul is your mind and your will and your emotions. And I'm not saying that your soul life or that your mind, your will, and your emotions is how you're supposed to live life. Your spirit is in control. But we don't just let our soul go dormant. We don't do nothing. We don't find fulfillment in building just that soul life, but we don't ignore it. So how is your self-talk? Because you have a self-talk. You might want to be all spiritual and you might want to ignore it, but let me tell you something. If you want to know where the direction of your life is headed, then listen to the words that are coming out of your mouth, because your words are an indicator of where you're going. In fact, your words really are an indicator of where you are right now, how you believe, what you expect of life, what you think is going to happen for you, whether or not you have a victim mindset or a powerful mindset. Listen to the words of your mouth, what's coming out of your mouth. So today we're going to dive into it. I want to tell you about an experiment that Dr. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese scientist, did. Now, maybe you've heard of this and maybe you haven't, but it's very fascinating. So what Dr. Emoto did, and he made his findings national in 1999, but he cooked some rice and then he divided it into 3 airtight jars. And the jars that he took, he scooped some rice into one jar that he called love. Now, my jar's not airtight here. If you're watching me on YouTube, I'm so glad. By the way, interrupting myself, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Follow me. That way you'll always get notifications that I'm coming. All right, back to the point. He scooped some rice into an airtight jar called love, and then he put it in a separate room. And then he took the next jar and he scooped some cooked rice into a jar called hate. And then he put that in a separate room. And then thirdly, he took a jar that he labeled ignore and he put that in a separate room. Then for the next 30 days, he spoke accordingly. To the jar that had the label on it for love, he spoke to it. He said, "You're beautiful. I love you. You're amazing. You have greatness inside of you. You're talented. You're skilled. You're strong. I love you. I adore you. I think you're wonderful." Okay, you get the point. Hey, when's the last time you heard somebody speak those words to you? If it's been a while, been a hot minute, let me tell you something. You are beautiful. And I can say that with all assurance because you were created in the image of God. And as one of my friends says, God don't make no junk. Okay. Then the next jar he took and he spoke to it words of hate. I hate you. You're an idiot. You're never going to amount to anything. I despise you. Get out of my sight. You're ugly. I don't want you. Go away. Woo. Whew, it's hard just to even speak those words. That's difficult. And then he took the third one that said ignore. And you know what he did with that? Exactly that. He just ignored it. He didn't speak to it. He just stonewall. You don't exist. Now, neither any of these jars could hear the words of the others. And he did this every day for 30 days. Well, at the end of 30 days, the results showed that the rice that heard the lovely, beautiful words was still in good condition. And it was still almost edible. And then the words that were spoken over the hate rice, he noticed that they were moldy, they were gross, they were bad. And then the jar with the words ignore on it, they didn't do so well either. They had become fermented and mushy. Dr. Emoto proves what the Bible already told us. Words have power. Now, some people have tried this experiment. You may want to try it. Schoolrooms and classes, teachers, Bible studies, individuals, they've tried this experiment all with varying results. And of course, you're not in a lab, so is the rice contaminated? Was it airtight? Was everything the same? But most have had similar results. But for those that didn't, here's what we do find. Whether you got those same results or not, guess what happened to the individual? When you were speaking words of love, you yourself that day had a beautiful day, a great day. You felt loved. You felt empowered. You felt like you wanted to empower others and bless others and encourage them with your words. But after you got done speaking the words of hate, people reported that they felt terrible, that they felt discouraged, they felt depressed. In fact, it even triggered their own feelings of their own self. And those that were ignored, well, when they did the ignoring, they felt nothing, flatlined. Here's the point. Words matter. They produce life or they produce death. And that's even what the Word of God tells us in Proverbs 18:21. Be careful how you speak, because you will speak either life or death. There actually is no ignore. There is no neutral ground. So one of the most powerful factors in self-transformation is this whole principle of self-talk. How are you speaking to yourself? What are you saying over yourself? Because if you're going to improve your life, then the first thing you're going to find out is that you have to improve the way you are speaking over yourself. You're not going to reach your goals with defeative type of words. Is that a word? Defeative? It is now. And you get the point. You're not going to win. You're not going to have $1 million life with a minimum wage mouth. Not going to happen. Now, research tells us, and we've all heard this, that our brain is like this supercomputer, right? It is amazing. You have so much more ability and knowledge and power and capability than you know. But did you know that the programmer of the supercomputer is indeed your mouth, your self-talk? Isn't that interesting? Just like the rice experiment, your brain is eavesdropping on what's coming out of your mouth, and then it acts accordingly. You're literally giving orders to your brain. Are you saying, oh, I can't get this? I can't do it. I'm stupid. I can't lose weight. Careful with that one. I'm not smart enough. I'm not skilled enough. Your brain goes, oh, okay. Hey, newsflash to the rest of the body. She said we can't, so don't do it. Your positive self-talk actually will encourage and teach your brain to push you higher, to give you solution-oriented creativity, to open up your mind for powerful ideas. And what's the word I'm looking for? Creativity or inspiration. There it is. Your brain, it will provide you with energy for the tasks at hand. It trains you to expect greatness. But when you're speaking negative, by the way, and I'm going to tell you about the science that supports all this, but when you're speaking negative, your brain learns to hold you back, give you limitations, justifications, rationalizations, reasons why it can't be done, you can't do it, or why you shouldn't try, that you should expect failure, you're not something enough, and avoid those risky, brave actions. You cannot doubt, you cannot speak doubt and defeat and expect a life of courage and victory. We already know that. So how's your script? Your life is meant to be a masterpiece, but maybe your self-talk script is average. It's not in alignment with a masterpiece. Don't let that happen to you. Don't have an average storyline. Your life is meant to be a page turner. Yes, so start speaking life. Now, while you're working on healthy self-talk, you're going to discover, no doubt, that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you can't just change the words. You're going to find dissonance if something in your heart doesn't agree with something that's coming out of your mouth. Do you have have a mindset that's a victim mindset. Check it out. Are you personalizing? Does that mean you're blaming yourself for everything? You're self-shaming, you're self-judging. If that's alive, that personalizing, find out if that's going on, because you can't change your self-talk without changing that mindset. What about magnifying? You focus on the negative. You see only the negative. And when all you do is see the negative aspects of a situation, if you're ignoring anything that's positive, I have many clients that I coach. One kind of comes to mind right now that she's doing so much better today, but she was just raised in a situation that was always negative. Her mom struggled with fault finding. I will walk into a room and I won't see what's beautiful. I won't see what's lovely. I won't compliment you or encourage you. What I will do is notice very first thing, what's wrong. And that's what comes out of my mouth. That's magnifying. If that's going on, you can't change self-talk alone. You've got to address that inner situation. What about catastrophizing? That's part of being maybe even a trauma survivor, that you expect the worst, you're ready for the other shoe to drop any moment, and when you hear it or see it or think you hear the shoe dropping, bam, you're there. You rarely let logic persuade you otherwise. You are expecting the worst and basically create the worst. Gonna have a hard time getting those words to align. What comes first, by the way, the mindset or the words? Well, they're so interconnected. It's hard to know, because the cycle is, if I speak the wrong thing, I feel the wrong thing. When I feel the wrong thing, I speak the wrong thing. Let's add thinking in there. When I think the wrong thing, I say the wrong thing. Then I feel the wrong thing. I think the wrong thing. We've got to break the cycle of crazy, and you can do it by just adjusting one of them, your self-talk. And lastly, maybe there's a polarizing going on in your mind, and that's why you speak the way you do. Good or bad, hero or villain, no in between, black or white, no middle ground. You categorize everything as good or bad and then speak accordingly. But when you begin to recognize these negative ways that you're thinking, you can work on them to turn them into positive thinking, godlike thinking, renewing the mind. Philippians 4:8, whatever's good and pure, whatever's righteous, whatever is worthy of praise, think on these things. You can. It doesn't happen overnight, but you can renew your mind, that area of your soul that needs to be renewed, because you otherwise are going to fall into decay. In other words, nothing left to itself goes good. You cannot speak negative. We've already talked about that, and expect a good life. So let me just give you quick things. We don't have a whole lot of time left, but women, let me empower you with this real quick. I just want to give you a few tips on how you can immediately begin to change your self-talk. Eliminate I can't. Thank you, Tony Robbins, for this phrase, I can't-tations. Stop saying I can't, because the minute you do, you won't. If you want to know where you're headed, how many times do you say I can't? Instead, speak I can. I cantations. I am creative. I am able. I am capable. I am strong. I can learn. Yes, you can. I can do it. So get rid of I can't. It was Henry Ford who said, the person who says I can't and the person who says I can, guess which one was right? Yeah, they both were. You will receive according to your confession. So here's another tip. Add the word yet. Carolyn Dweck is the one. She's a professor and a psychologist. She's the one who gave us the two phrases, growth mindset or fixed mindset. A growth mindset understands that it's elastic, it's plastic, it can stretch, it can grow, it can change, it can learn. A fixed mindset has the belief that everything that I know up until this point is fixed. My talent is fixed and etched in stone. My brain, it's etched in stone. What I know, that's it. People can't change. Yes, they can. But if you think you can't, you won't. If you think you can, you will. So add the word yet, this tiny little word. When you add the word yet, you keep your mind open. Open for what? Once again, creative solution orientation, ideas, inspirations, designs, inventions, creations, growth, change, evolution, to becoming the person that God wants you to be. But if you say, that's it, period, no yet, then you just stay in a fixed mindset. That would look like, I'm not good at math yet. Ooh, what did we just do? I'm not good at sports yet, but I can learn. All right, I don't care how old you are. I learned how to water ski at 52 years of age. If I can do it, you can do it. All right, and then I got this from Terry Savelle. Add the phrase, just as I want it. If you want to tweak your language very quickly, add the phrase, just as I want it on the end. If you look in the mirror and say, oh, my body, I just cannot lose weight. My metabolism is so sluggish, just as I want it. Ooh, well, actually, maybe not. I don't want it that way. So let me stop saying that. My body is a fat burning machine, just as I want it. My metabolism works, just as I want it. I'm strong and toned and healthy, just as I want it. I can learn new things, just as I want it. You see how that can adjust your thinking? And I want to tell you that speech, the way you talk, it's a habit. You have your idiosyncrasies, you have your quirks, you have your habits of the way you speak. You can change them. That's the good news. But what you got to do, next tip, become aware of what you're saying. Listen to your words that are coming out of your mouth. They don't serve you well. Find out, even if you're kidding, even if it's your joke, like, oh, story of my life. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen to me. Okay, stop it. It's not funny. You're cursing yourself with your words. And then finally, you can reframe. This is the last one. You can reframe. See if you can notice the difference. Negative says, I'll disappoint everyone if I change my mind. Positive says, I have the power to change my mind and others will understand. I failed. I'm so embarrassed. I'm proud of myself for even trying. That took courage. I am out of shape. I might as well not even bother. Oh, I'm capable and strong and I want to get healthier for me. Clearly you see the difference. At least I hope that you see the difference. So you can speak those powerful affirmations over yourself. You can boost your self-esteem. You can take your journal and write those affirmations down and then speak them aloud as if you have what you want right now. Your brain understands incongruency and it doesn't like it. So when you speak positive affirmations, your brain goes to work to close the gap and it starts working for you 24/7 to bring you to your desired destiny. So how about it? Will you take a look and a listen to your self-talk? Will you reroute your words and get them off the path of negativity and bring them to the path of positivity and just bless your own self? Faith comes by hearing. What do you hear yourself saying? All right, that's what I got for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this. I have a free gift for you. I have a list of powerful affirmations. It's your free download this month. If you want it, just click the link below and we'll make sure that you get Dawn's dynamic affirmations. Write some of your own, but if you just need a little prompting, I have that gift I want to give you. All right, everybody, I hope you're doing amazing. Don't just have a great day, make it a great day. Yeah, it's within your power to do so because it's all right up here. Love you. I'm going to leave you like I always do. This is Dawn Damon, the BraveHeart mentor, saying to you, is it time for you? Yes, it is, to find your brave and live your vision.